Today we are discussing Canto 9, Chapter 22, Text 19 onwards. Okay. Yesterday we did till 19, but 19 to 26 is the section where Maharaja Shantanu's descendants are mentioned. Okay, so 19 is a shloka we will do today again, and 19 to 26 is the descendants of Shantanu. After that, Pandavas and their descendants will be explained from 27 onwards. Okay, so 18 and 19. Okay, after this, from Shantanu, through the womb of his wife named Ganga, came Bhishma, the exalted self-realized devotee and learned scholar. So Bhishma is very great devotee. He is one of the 12 authorities of Bhakti, 12 Mahajans. So he is one of the Mahajan. Okay, among all 12, Bhishma is also one of the Mahajan. Okay, he is the son of Ganga and Shantanu. Okay, 20th shloka. वीरयूथाग्रणीर्येण रामोऽपि युधितोषितः शान्तनुरदासः कन्यायां जज्ञे चित्रांगदासुतः. वीर youth agranihi Bhishmadev, the foremost of all warriors, Yena, by whom Rama Api, even Parashuram, the incarnation of God, Yudhi in a fight. Toshitaha was satisfied when defeated by Bhishmadev. Shantanu, by Shantanu, Das Kanyayam, in the womb of Satyavati. Das Kanyayam, in the womb of Satyavati, who was known as the daughter of Shudra. Jagge was born Chitrangada, Chitrangad Sutaha, a son. Bhishmadev was the foremost of all warriors. When he defeated Lord Parashuram in a fight, Lord Parashuram was very satisfied with him. By the semen of Shantanu in the womb of Satyavati, the daughter of a fisherman, Chitrangada, took birth. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Satyavati was actually the daughter of Uparichar Vasu by the womb of a fisherman known as Matsya Garbha. Later, Satyavati was raised by a fisherman. The fight between Parashuram and Bhishmadev concerns three daughters of Kashiraj, Ambika, Ambalika and Amba, who were forcibly abducted by Bhishmadev acting on behalf of his brother Vichitravirya. Amba thought that Bhishmadev would marry her and became attached to him. But Bhishmadev refused to marry her, for he had taken the vow of Brahmacharya. Amba therefore approached Bhishmadev's military spiritual master Parashuram, who instructed Bhishma to marry her. Bhishmadev refused, and therefore Parashuram fought with him to force him to accept the marriage. But Parashuram was defeated, and he was pleased with Bhishma. So this kind of pastime happened that Bhishmadev, he took these three daughters for Chitrangad and Vichitravir, and then the third daughter Amba, she thought that Bhishmadev will marry, okay, because he is kidnapping, okay, so she was very much attached to him. She said, I want to marry you, but Bhishmadev, no, I already took the vow of Brahmacharya, okay. So then Bhishmadev refused. So she went to the spiritual master, military spiritual master, because Parashuram taught military to Bhishmadev. So Parashuram came and he said, okay, you should marry. He said, no, I already took the vow. So now there was like both the things. So then Parashuram said, no, you cannot do like that. So you have to fight. So they both fought, but Bhishmadev won the battle. So, but Parashuram was very much pleased. Okay, that was this happened to bring out the glories of Bhishmadev. Okay, so actually this Ganga, Shantanu's wife, Ganga, whose son was Bhishma. So when they married, that time the condition was that Ganga said, if you want to marry me, then I have one condition, that whatever I will do after marriage, whatever I will do, you will not object. Okay, so you will not ask a question that why you are doing like this. So it's a tough condition, but Bhishma Deva was in love. So Shantanu was in love, so he said, okay, no problem. So they married, and then after marriage, they were so happily living, and then she got pregnant and she gave birth. And as soon as she gave birth to a child, she took the child and dropped her in the Ganges river. Okay. Bhishma, Shantanu, he saw that after giving birth, immediately she came out and she is taking the child and walking. What is this? Where she is going? So he was following, and then he saw by his eyes that in front of him she dropped the baby in the water. And he went. Shantanu was very much confused and shocked. What is this? Why she is doing like this? So then he wanted to ask, but if he asked, she will leave. So he did not ask. But it was very tough for him to adjust, because for a king, for generally the child, the son is very dear, a newly born child on top of it. And then for a king, his son is very dear. So then he was very much disturbed. But somehow he managed himself, because he knew if I ask, she will go. So then he was very much disturbed, but after a few days, things came normal. They started living normal. Then again another child took birth, and again she did like that. Like that she did for 6th child. Okay, 6 or 7. And then the last child was Bhishma. She was about to drop him also. That time he asked Shantanu, why you are doing like this? So then she said, okay, now I'm going. Because you broke the condition, because you objected, you asked, you doubt my activities. But anyway, I will tell you what is this. So she told that in the last birth you wanted to, when I was there in Brahma's Kamandal, that time you looked at me with a different way, and then Brahmaji asked me to come here, and he cursed you also, like that. And then there was this 6 personalities who were not getting purified. Their sin was not getting cured, so they were, how the solution was that they should be, some mother should do like that. So Ganga took their pain, and then she came for them, and she did like this. So these 6 personalities also got purified. So in this way, Ganga was doing actually a great cause, but Shantanu could not understood. And then later on he understood, oh, this is like that. But anyway, she left. So he was very sad, and he was becoming very sick and all like that. And then one day Shantanu was just going like that, and he saw this Satyavati. She was very, very beautiful girl, and he liked her, and then he wanted to marry. But then he approached to Satyavati. Satyavati said that actually, if you want to marry me, I have to go according to my father's wish. So you have to come to my father. So father said, the fisherman said that, see, you are a king now, and my daughter is like a fisherman daughter. So what is the guarantee that she will be the queen, or her son will be the king? Because you are already having a son, Bhishma. So my condition is that you, if you want to marry my daughter, then the son from my daughter only will become king. Shantanu said, "This is very bad because I have already one son, elder son is the king. So I cannot do that." So he came back, but now he was very, very sad and he was very like getting sick and like that. So Bhishma understood that there is some problem with father and he asked with many people, ministers and all, they told the whole situation. Then he himself, Bhishma himself, went to that person and he said that you please marry your daughter to Shantanu, my father, and I will take a vow that I will not become the king, and your daughter's son only will become the king. So he said that fellow was very much, seems to be like too much predictive, or like what you call. So he said, "No, that is okay, but my daughter's son will become king, fine, but future your son will be there, na? They will claim the kingdom, then what will happen?" So this is too much future planning. So Bhishma said, "Okay, I will take a vow of celibacy, I will not marry only." Okay. So he said, "I will not marry." Then finally it was decided and then they married. So that's how, because Bhishma Dev, earlier his name was Devrata, but he took such a strong vow, so his name became Bhishma. Bhishma means very strong, so that's how he became Bhishma. Then later on, this Shantanu Maharaj married, and then this Chitranga, then Vichitravirya, two sons came, and they got married to this Ambalika, and these three daughters were there. So finally, then this third daughter Amba, Ambika, Ambalika. So Ambika or Ambalika, they got married to them, but third one said, "I want to marry Bhishma only." Then the fight was there. So this fight anyway, Parashuram lost the fight, Bhishma won, so he did not marry. Then later on, this both the brothers, Chitrangad and Vichitravirya, they both actually died very early age. They could not do anything. The fisherman was planning so much, but nothing worked out because they both only died. And then later on, this there was a problem that who will be now Bhishma's. Everybody said, "Anyway, they died. Now you become the king and you marry and you do like that." He said, "No, I took the vow means I took the vow. That's it. Now I don't care. Okay, I will protect the kingdom, but I will not marry." So then there was a problem, and everybody said, "Okay, Bhishma is very strong in his vow, so it's good." So then, but future king should be there. So then they called Vyasdev and they requested Vyasdev to give some future king. So then they, all the three daughters, this Amba, Ambika, Ambalika, they were sent to Vyasdev. So then Vyasdev like was a very great sage. Okay, so he was like old and whatever. He looked like not very in that way, like so attractive or handsome. They just say he was from jungle. He just came on the request. Okay, so this first she went, so she could not see that, so she closed her eyes. So her son became blind, and others. Second was also not that much acceptable, so her son became not very powerful. So the blind son was Dhritarashtra and the other son was Pandu. And the third one was so afraid of Vyasdev, so she did not go only. She sent a maid servant, okay, Dasi. She thought, anyway, who will know who is Ambika or this queen, or who is the Dasi, Vyasdev, how we will know. So she sent him. So that Dasi received very happily, very nicely Vyasdev. So she received another son, Vidura. And because she was so acceptive and very happy, so her son was most intelligent and a great devotee of Krishna, Vidura. Okay, so that's how this, and then Dhritarashtra and Pandu and further story, right? So that was the thing here. So, okay. So then Dhritarashtra got married to Gandhari, and that's how the Mahabharata came in place. So that which this Satyavati father, fisherman, whatever he predicted that this fight will be there between the generation for kingdom, for the position of king, that anyway happened. So Dhritarashtra son, actually this Dhritarashtra was blind and they did not tell to the girl side, Gandhari side, and later on they got to know that actually the boy is blind. So Gandhari's brother, what is her name? Shakuni. So his name. So Shakuni said, "Oh, this is very great cheating. And you should not marry my dear sister." She said, "No, I already accept this." That was the culture of women that time. They were so chaste. She said, "Once I accepted him as a husband, that's it. Now I cannot change. Whether he is blind or whatever, he is my husband now. That's it. Now marriage should take place because I already the talk has happened now. Not like today's world. That much chaste women they were, and that is why they were so powerful. Because chastity is the power of women. Nowadays people will talk about empowerment. Krishna, God already gave the most power to the women, which is chastity. And if they lose that, they are no more powerful. Okay, but if they have that, then by the power of chastity, a woman can even control Yamaraj, Satyavati, the other Satyavati. She brought her husband from Yamaraj back. Okay, many great stories of chaste women. Because of chastity, nobody can touch them. Right? If they say, like somebody is trying to disturb her, and she say, "If I am pure, let this fellow burn here itself," and he will burn. That is the power of chaste woman. Okay, so if she's like, that's what you see, Mother Sita and many other women, they, Anusuya, it's all the three demigods, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, they came to test her chastity. And they asked her, "See, we are bhikshu, beggars, sadhu, you should feed us." She said, "Okay." But then they said, "No, our condition is that you should feed us like you feed to very small baby, like." So she said, "Is it? So that means you have to remove your clothes and all like that." She, okay. She thought, what kind of sadhus are they? But she was very chaste woman. She said, okay. She understood everything. She said, "If I am pure, and I have not thought, even my thoughts, I have not thought about any other person than my husband, then let these three personality sadhus become a newborn child." And they all three became newborn child. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, they couldn't. You see, they became very newly born child, very babies. And then she took them and she gave them breast milk, right? Because small baby, newly born baby, what is the problem? And then she took them into this, what do you call that, palna? For small babies, they will put them and they will do like jhula, swing, yeah, like that. And she was doing like that. Now, all the three Devis, they thought, what is this? Our husbands, where they are? Why are not they coming back? Then Naradji informed, actually what happened that this Devis only sent to them, their husbands, to check the chastity of this Anusuya. So they, oh my God, Anusuya is so powerful. Then they came and they requested, "Please give us back our husbands." Then she gave back. Otherwise, they were playing in the cottage of Anusuya like small babies. So such is the power, you see, the woman, chastity of the chaste, the power of the chaste woman. Many stories. If she says that will happen, it has to happen. Nobody can touch. The most powerful they are. That's why Shakti. That's why they are called Shakti. So if they are chaste, then nobody can touch them. That power is there. So anyway, that's what the Gandhari. And she said, if my husband is blind, I also have no right to see this world. And immediately she put the black cloth. She closed her eyes, and she was always closed. So she was having, and then she achieved so much power because of this. So much power. So then in this thing, she came, and she was living with Dhritarashtra whole life. She lived like that. So she's also counted among one of the most chaste ladies. Mandodari was also like that. So like that, Urmila, and what is that? Many. There are like 7 more satis. They are called sati. 7 satis. So then Dhritarashtra became the king, and Pandu, because he was the blind. So Pandu became the king, and Pandu died very early, due to one curse. Okay. So then Dhritarashtra, they gave position to Dhritarashtra, and then later on Pandu's son were there. This Pandu was Yudhishthira, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, Sahadev. 3 from Kunti and 2 from Madri, like that. So then this Shakuni, he did not like the idea. This Gandhari said, okay, I will accept, because in my heart I accepted him as my husband. Now later on I am getting to know that he is blind, no problem. But Shakuni said, this is a great cheating to my sister. So because of her purity and chastity, my sister closed her eyes. So, but she is not used to be blind. Now she is also blind, but she is not used, she is not trained. So I will also come with my sister to help her. They said, okay, you please come. And then he said, this is too much, so much cheating. Now, then he started planning everything. And he said, what is this? My sister is already cheating, and her son also will not become the king. What is this? So he thought, okay, I will make my sister's son only the king. So that's how he was planning all the thing, and always from the childhood itself he was brainwashing this Duryodhan and all this. So that's how the Mahabharata took place. Okay, we'll go further. Okay, I just told you in very short the background of Mahabharata. Vichitra Viryascha Varjo Namna Chitrangado Hatah Yasyam Parasharat Sakshad Avatirno Hare Kala Vedagupto Muni Krishno Yatoham Idam Adyagam Hitva Swa Shishyam Pailadin Bhagavan Badarayanaha Mahyam Putraya Shantaya Param Guhyam Idam Jagau Vichitra Viryo Atho Kashi Raja Sute Balat Swayambarad Upanite Ambalike Ubhe Tayor Asakta Hirdayo Grihito Yakshmana Mritaha. Vichitra Virya, the son of Shantanu, Cha and Avarjaha, the younger brother, Namna, by a Gandharva named Chitrangada Hataha was killed Yasyam in the womb of Satyavati previous to her marriage to Shantanu. Parasharat, by the semen of Parashar Muni, Shaksha, directly Avatirna, incarnated Hare of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kala, expansion, Vedagupta, the protector of the Vedas, Muni, the great sage, Krishna, Krishna Dvaipayan, Yataha, from whom Aham, I, Shukdev Goswami, Idam, this Srimad Bhagavatam, Adya Gam, studied strongly, Hitva, rejecting Swa Shishyam, his disciple, Paila Adin, headed by Paila. Bhagavan, the incarnation of the Lord, Badrayana, Vayasdev, Mahiyam, unto me, Putraya, son. Shantaya, who was truly controlled from sense gratification, Param, the supreme Guhyam, the most confidential, Idam, this Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, Jagu, instructed. Vichitraviryaha, Atha, thereafter, Uvaha married Kashi Raj Sute, two daughters of Kashi Raj, Balad by force, Swamvarat, from the arena of the Swamvar, Upanite being brought, Ambika, Ambalike, Ambika and Ambalika, Ubhe, both of them, Tayo, unto them, Asakta being too attached, Hridaya, his heart, Grihita being contaminated, Yakshmana by tuberculosis, Mrita, he died. Chitrangada, of whom Vichitravira was the younger brother, was killed by a Gandharva who was also named Chitrangada. Satyavati, before her marriage to Shantanu, gave birth to the master authority of the Vedas, Vyasdev, known as Krishna Dvaipayan, who was begotten by Parashar Muni. Okay, so because Satyavati gave birth to Vyasdev before marriage in a Dvipa island, so Dvipa, because of Dvipa, his name became Dvaipayan, whose house is in Dvipa, like that. So his name became Dvaipayan, and he was black, so his name became Krishna. So Krishna Dvaipayan was his name. But then earlier there was only one Veda, so he expanded that Veda into 4. So that is called Vyasa. Expanding one thing to many is called Vyasa, and combining many things into one is called Samasa. Okay, so that's how his name became Vyasa, Veda Vyasa, because he expanded Vedas. So his name became Krishna Dvaipayan Vyasa or Ved Vyasa, like that. Okay. From Vyasdev, now Shukdev Goswami is telling this story, right, to Parikshit Maharaj. So he is saying, from Vyasdev, Shukdev Goswami, I was born, and from him I studied this great work of literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. Shukdev Goswami said, what I am telling you, this I learned from Vyasdev only. Okay, the incarnation of Godhead, Veda Vyas. So he is the incarnation of Krishna, literary incarnation. The incarnation of Godhead, Veda Vyas, rejecting his disciples headed by Pala. He rejected all his disciples because they were not doing properly. Instructed Srimad Bhagavatam to me because I was free from all material desires. Shukdev Goswami saying, after Ambika and Ambalika, the two daughters of Kashiraj were taken away by force. Vichitravirya married them. Okay, but because he was too attached to these two wives, he had a great attack and died of tuberculosis. So he also, one boy, first of all, one boy died because one Gandharva killed him, and Vichitravirya also died. Okay. So yeah, Shukdev Goswami was actually, when we heard the story 2-3 days back, that he went, so he just went in the jungle, and then Vyasdev went behind, and he was not coming. He was like Brahmavadi, Shukdev Goswami, not devotee. That was the Leela. Eternally anyway, he is a great pure devotee, but he is associate of the Shuka of Radharani. But in the past time, he was like Brahmavadi. Then Vyasdev thought, my God, what is this? My own son is Brahmavadi. So he sent 2-3 disciples behind him then. And they were always singing Bhagavatam sloka behind Shukdev Goswami. So when this sloka came that about Putana, Aho Vakiyam Stana Kalakutam, about the Putana, that she came to kill Krishna, but he gave her position of mother. So Shukdev Goswami said, such a kind person is there. Wow. And then another shloka about the beauty of Krishna. So these two shloka, when Shukdev Goswami heard, he just turned back and he said, hey, tell me more about this personality. Who is this? Such beautiful, handsome personality is there. And same time he is such kind also. Who is this? powerful. So they said, if you want to know about this, you have to learn whole Srimad Bhagavatam. Then Shukdev Goswami said, teach me. They said, no, we cannot teach. He said, who can teach? Are, who taught you? So these people said that your father only, Baba. Your father only is the teacher. And you are going here. He said, take me to my father then. Then they came and then he said, you teach me. Then Vyasadeva taught Shukdev Goswami Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Okay. Kshetre. One second. Okay. 25th. क्षेत्रे अप्रजस्य वै भ्रातुर्मात्रक्तो मात्रोक्तो बादरायणः धृतराष्ट्रं च पाण्डुं च विदुरं चापि अजीजनात्. Okay. Kshetre in the wives and maidservant of Prajasya of Vichitravirya who had no progeny, Vai indeed Bhratu of the brother Matra Ukta being ordered by the mother Badrayana Vyas. Dhritarashtra is son named Dhritarashtra Cha and Pandu is son named Pandu Cha, also Viduram is son named Vidura Cha, also Api indeed Ajijanat begot. Okay. Badrayana Sri Vyasdev, following the order of his mother Satyavati, begot 3 sons. Okay, Satyavati was Vyasdev's mother, so she said, so he begot 3 sons, 2 by the womb of Ambika and Ambalika, the 2 wives of his brother Vichitravirya, and the 3rd by Vichitravirya's maid servant. These sons were Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and Vidura. Okay. Purport. Vichitravirya died of the tuberculosis and his wives Ambika and Ambalika had no issue. Therefore, after Vichitravirya's death, his mother Satyavati, who was also the mother of Vyasdev, asked Vyasdev to beget children through the wives of Vichitravirya. In those days, the brother of the husband could beget children through the womb of his sister-in-law. This was known as Dev Ren Sutotpatti. If the husband was somehow unable to beget children, his brother could do so through the womb of his sister-in-law. The Devrena Sutotpatti and the sacrifices of Ashwamedha and Gomedha are forbidden in the age of Kali. In Kali Yuga, this thing is not allowed. Okay, Ashwamedham Gavalambam Sanyasam Pala Patrikam Devrena Sutotpattim Kalu Pancha Vivarjayet. In this age of Kali, 5 acts are forbidden. What are that? The offering of a horse in sacrifice, the offering of cow in sacrifice, the acceptance of the order of sannyas, the offering of oblations of flesh to the forefathers, and a man's begetting children in his brother's wife. From Brahma Bhagavad Puran. Okay, taking sannyas is forbidden in Kali Yuga. Then why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas? Question. So Mahaprabhu took sannyas for preaching purpose. That's why if somebody is not interested in preaching, no need to take sannyas. Only for preaching the message of Krishna consciousness, one can take sannyas. Okay, last shloka for today. Gandharyam dhritarashtrasya jagye putra shatam nirpa tatra duryodhano jeshto dushala chapi kanyaka. Gandharyam, in the womb of Gandhari, Dhritarashtra, of Dhritarashtra Jagge were born Putra Shatam, 100 sons, Nirpa, O King Parikshit. Tatra, among the sons, Duryodhana, the son named Duryodhan, Jeshta, the eldest, Dushala Chapi, Dushala Chapi, also Kanyaka, one daughter. Dhritarashtra's wife Gandhari gave birth to 100 sons and one daughter, O King. The oldest of the sons was Duryodhan and the daughter's name was Dushala. Okay. So 27 to 25 we will discuss about the Pandavas and their descendants. Okay. And then Okay. And then last, descendants of Jarasandha. Okay, so 27 onwards we will do tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Shil Prabhupada ki jai. Granth Raj Srimad